Hey, you have tuned in to the Young Medic Show, a show that focuses on educating young people through deep discussions, focusing on varying health topics.
You like 10 plus, alright, cool. The same area, or maybe the same colour, or ethnicity as them before. Yeah, so why even go ahead and talk about that? So
even if the results don't go the way that you wanted, you was not upset twice.
There's more bits that we need to touch on. Hey, you're tuned in to the Young Medic Show, a show that is to educate the young people about health and their health and well-being through deep discussions on varying health topics. My name is Joshua. I am a second-year medical biochemistry student, and I'm going to be here moderating conversation between two medics, which are...
My name is Divas, and I'm a second-year medical student at the University of Southampton.
hello, my name is Khalil, and I'm a third-year medical student at the University of Leeds.
Okay, so today we are going to be focusing on physical health. Physical health in regards to a lot of stuff to do with our body, our nutrition and diet, our fitness. Especially as uni students, we know that it could be hard to focus on your body when you're focusing on your books. At least I hope that's what everybody's doing in uni, focusing on your books and nothing else. We'll be going through some facts about physical health and then go on to discussion and how you can maintain that physical health, because obviously in uni it's hard, what you can do to eat better, what you can do to stay fit, and I'll hand it over to the medics to give us some information. So what is physical health?
Physical health is, it says here that it's a difference between it says here there's a difference between health and fitness, and it's been defined as the state of complete physical, mental and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. It also includes aging well, longevity, quality of life and freedom from pain.
Sounds good. So just to ask you guys, so how do you say physically healthy? How do you do that?
Go on, Killian. I don't even answer this one.
No, fine, because obviously we're just going through a discussion. I just want to start off with a personal story to me, in terms of physical kind of fitness and the way I kind of started it, if that makes sense, and staying physically healthy.
Yeah.
I think at first I had my brother, I always kind of looked at my brother. He always kind of went to the gym, did his own thing, got big eyes. You see him, all of that. I wasn't really kind of interested. I used to think, yeah, that's just him, staying fit. I used to play football, innit? So I just thought, yeah, football will keep me fit. I don't really need to do anything else. And then one time I just thought, you know what, let me just go with my brother to the gym one time, and let me just follow him and go to the gym. So I followed him, got to the gym, doing all this kind of regular small weight thing. So we got there, and I think he wanted to do back and bars, and then that's kind of the thing you do together. I think he wanted to start off with back and then do a bit of chest as well, but with back, the thing is he wanted me to do a couple of pull-ups. So me at that time, he went there, he did 10 plus. Alright, cool. I went there to try and do it, try to pull myself up. It did not happen. I think my brother knows, I don't know if you're gonna see this, but my brother's a vocal guy. So at the gym, imagine there's a lot of people around, and my brother just there he's there trying to be killer. He can't do one pull up. he was so loud and so vocal with it that when he was actually talking, it got to me. I was like, I can't do one single pull up. It got to me, and then he come to the bench pressing as well. And the bench pressing, just simply pushing up the bar. I went to that one as well. Couldn't do it. The max I could do was probably 5 kg. On either side, I couldn't lift any higher. I was struggling, and I was seeing people never up to my age and thinking doing a lot more, and I was thinking, I need to improve. So he left there. He went back to uni. He went back to uni, and ever since that day, I kind of said to myself, alright, now I need to change up. I need to change up what I'm doing. So I kind of put a routine for myself. If that makes sense. So that's where I was kind of trying to get at. So I think I was in college back then. I think it was second year college. When I started second year college, and I thought to myself, yeah. So I'm going to set a plan for myself. So what I'm going to do is, obviously, education is important. That's the main key thing of taking notes. So I thought, alright, I'll go to college during the day. And then after college, what I'll do is I'll go to the library. I used to go to the library. I'll go to the library. And then after library, I'll then end of the day with gym. So I kind of set up that kind of routine for myself, day in, day out. And I put myself into kind of more if I didn't go to gym, it got to that kind of point where I started to feel some kind of way. Gym just became kind of a normal part of my routine. And also, with that also kind of came the diet kind of thing as well, which we're going to move on to. I don't know if you've got any other experiences.
Yeah, just answer your question about what's your question? About how to keep physical. I think just like a little background on my kind of like, I don't really have a story, but my like how I stay physical. I think for me it's kind of just always been kind of like a second nature. I grew up around a sporty family. I kind of did like gymnastics when I was young. You know, I'm just surrounded by sports and fitness, so for me it's just kind of like, well, that's just what I do. So yeah, so I think it's just because of that really, and like Khalil said, it just becomes like part of your life in a way. So I mean, as of now, like how I stay fit is literally just by going gym, and then once you start doing that, and then you start taking your diet a bit seriously, and then yeah, that's literally it.
That thing, and I know like a lot of people might find it hard to like just simply go to the gym and think like when I say that, that's why I feel like obviously if you've not been doing any kind of physical activity, you need to like take little steps. That kind of makes sense. So maybe something like, I don't know, maybe for a place where you normally get the bus to, or you know, like, you know, a place where you normally like go in a car, get an Uber, maybe start walking, like, you know, just little steps. It's like baby steps in order to reach that kind of level. Maybe a little walk down to the store, constantly doing stuff like that, or walking to uni, like those kind of little things will kind of build up your kind of fitness in a way, and that's slowly working your way up to the gym, because I feel like it's all about starting it. I feel like it's the hardest part, starting it and then maintaining it. So once you start it, you then get to that kind of regular level where your body kind of like gets used to it, you get used to it, it becomes part of your routine, and then you can then keep it up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, you said it's hard to start and maintain, but I think another thing is that people need to know that the right diet has to go along with it for you to really see those results. And to see those results in a better way and in a more efficient way, it'll happen a lot faster if you do the right diet with the right routine, as you said, right gymming equipment, you'll just find a lot better results. So so do you think like using goals and setting those kind of goals, like you said, little steps. So setting those little goals, obviously we all know about SMART goals. So those SMART goals, once you achieve one, you can move on to the next one. So once you have that planned out, do you think that really helps to drive people to
you kind of like
achieve what they want to do?
You've kind of gone into what I was gonna kind of move on, like setting a SMART kind of goal or target for yourself, and obviously you have to be realistic. It's all part of it, and the SMART kind of target, like specific, measurable, achievable, and everything, like making it realistic. So like, you know yourself. If you've not been doing any kind of physical activity or any kind of gymming whatsoever before, you can't just, you know, come in and just think, yeah, I'm gonna go 4 or 5 days a week and I'm just gonna, you know, go fully, you know, work as hard as I can and thingy. Because obviously the key thing is, the majority of students, you have to balance education as well with it. You'll have deadlines, you'll have work you have to do, and that ends up being like a huge part of the reason why like some uni students can't keep up with like going to the gym regularly. You're just tired. You just come back 9 to 5 at uni. You just come back home. You're tired. You just want to rest, relax, and before you know it, the day's gone. You can't go gym anymore. So I feel like setting yourself a target. So looking at like your timetable, maybe look at it. Say, alright, between this time I got lectures. After lectures at this kind of certain kind of point, I'll go to the library, revise for a bit during this kind of free period, and then after this certain time, I'll allocate some certain amount of time in my day to the gym. I don't know if you have a gym on campus or if you have a nearby gym that you're interested to, just allocate yourself that certain time and day for a gym. And I feel like obviously if you're just still starting up, you should kind of give yourself leeway. Because although you might try and push yourself to say, oh yeah, I want to go to the gym at a certain point, sometimes, you know, you might not fully make it. So certain point in the week, just make sure you still go, if that makes sense. Obviously starting slow, but making sure you still go to the gym. But like you said before as well, the right diet has to go with it, which is something I was also going to go into as well, in terms of like for students, meal prepping and stuff like that.
And I think it's also just important just to go the right reasons. Like there's so many like health benefits just by, it doesn't have to be gym, but it can literally just be walking, skipping, do you get what I mean, like running. Like there's so many, like it reduces heart disease in the long term run. People who, it's actually like proven that people who have a high activity level tend to do better, like academically, like there's better like attainment in school and stuff like that. So I mean, obviously when you're talking about this, like physical health and nutrition is really a spectrum. Like we're not talking about you have to be like an athlete, like pro level, you know. It's simply just, you know, maintaining your body and trying to make sure that you know, you're just healthy and that you're just living like a good
active,
standard. Yeah.
Yeah, because being healthy is actually linked to like so many things that engage. Like obviously, it doesn't have to be gym. It can be any kind of thing. Swimming, any kind of like physical activity whatsoever. Running, like that, like even walking, like set inside. Or it's a good stress reliever as well. I don't know, like during like when there's exam period and everything got deadlines and everything running. If you just take that little time out to, even if it's not just go to the gym, just leave what you're doing or whatever kind of, and just walk for a bit or whatever or any kind of thing activity you do. It clears your mind. It keeps you fresh and ready to go for whatever thing you kind of got next. So I think it's really good in that aspect as well.
Okay, so with all that, that's a lot of information. I appreciate that. But obviously, let's say I want to now get into that gym routine. So I've gone to the gym now, registered, paid by I don't know, £16 for the month. I'm ready to go. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Get there, see all these big men lifting weights, all these big men, big women, everything like, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's
so. What would you advise for me to do, and what? Just give me your thoughts.
Yeah, like that was something I also kind of looked at. First of all, when you get into the gym, you can't compare yourself with anyone else. That's something I really like. When I get to the gym, I don't look at anyone else because if you do that, you're never gonna get anywhere. Like just focus on you once you get here. It can be distracting. You get those big people lifting weights and loud. My brother's one of them. I get it when he's there. Yeah, I know. Like they can be really loud at the gym, distracting everyone else. But you just kind of need to stick to what you've set, the target you set for yourself. But in terms of like not knowing what to do, that's always the big problem. People think like when they get to the gym, for example, they don't know what to do. They're just there. They just kind of go around all the machines for that. Like there's different free routines, like especially during things like these apps like the Nike app or the Gymshark app that have kind of like free routines that you can do at the gym that people can like go to, and it shows you how to do it or like when to do it. You can just basically follow a whole routine while you're at the gym. It just shows you exactly what to do with the weights video, so you can just follow the steps and it helps you while you're at the gym. So that's really good, I think.
Yeah, I think I pretty much agree with what Khalil's saying. I think it's also important just to kind of, you're not gonna get it straight away, if that makes sense. Like, don't be too harsh on yourself. Go with a friend if that makes anything easier. There's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's actually so many different resources out there. I think like it just really just depends on how serious or how much you really want to make that of a change.
Okay, so like obviously gym might not be for everyone, or it is, but you know, gym constantly maybe might put people off. So would you suggest then mixing it or blending it with other activities, like you mentioned swimming or like the running or just basketball and football with friends, for example. As long as you're active, you have those days where you're active. It's calm.
Yeah, there was actually a survey that they kind of did. So it was a survey of 6,891 students across higher education, like students in higher education, and they found that over half of the respondents were actually meeting the daily like recommended physical activity. So and when they say physical activity, that doesn't include gym. It includes, you know, a range of different things, and only 7.1% were considered inactive. So doing the bare minimum or not really doing anything of that kind of sort. So so it's just like gym is not. I think gym is the most accessible or possibly the one that most people just know about. But even if it's just, you know, waking up in the morning, going for a daily run around your park, that is something. So
dieting, not necessarily dieting, just improving your nutrition for like, you know, just so you could look not just look good but feel good on the inside, because I know like when you eat right, it feels good. You know you're not eating that junk food. You know you've been treating your body right, and your body thanks you. You know the skin starts clearing up, everything. So like just ideas for nutrition, because obviously people also think that diets are expensive. Like, oh, healthy food is so expensive. Oh, I do that when you go to chicken shop down the road and just grab like two pieces of chicken and some chips, like, and you saw it for like £2.
See, so, I don't think it's that, you know.
What's what?
That people think it's more expensive. I think it's just because it's more convenient. Like you finish uni, you might have like a 9 to 3.
Yeah.
Can't bother cooking. Let me just go and get KFC.
Yeah, that's what I put it down to. I think it's more kind of the convenience, and it's time. It saves you a lot of time. You don't have enough time to like cook a regular meal per se, so it's just a lot easier for you to just simply just order a takeaway, or just go out and grab something real quickly that you can just eat. So that's where, in order to combat, I was just thinking more in terms of meal prepping. So I'm thinking so you have it during the weekend before you start uni, Saturday, Sunday, you can cook up a big meal, big amount of like carbs, anything like that as your regular kind of diet into it, like carbs, proteins, all I want, and just put it all up on pasta, kind of stir fry something. Just make it all into like pots, and then put it all into the fridge or freezer to last you for the week. Or you can do that every weekend. You can even make enough that can last you for up to 2 weeks. If you kind of meal prep yourself and meal prep your meals, that will save you the time. So when you come back home, instead of ordering that takeaway, you got food ready made. Yeah. And I can guarantee you'll be a lot cheaper to eat that food ready made than ordering takeaway every night when you're just tired.
Yeah, I'm planning ahead as well. Like if you plan, okay, this week I'm gonna have, I'm gonna have my jollof rice. You all like it, right? And then next week, I know pasta or spaghetti bolognese or lasagna. Like if you plan ahead, saying this is what I'm having this week, this is what I'm having next week, and then you buy that, in advance, and then you set that day, say the Saturday, and then you make it. Then throughout that week, you literally just grab and go, and it's just there.
Yeah, it's not something you have to think about. It's just that part of your day is always sorted. So you can really spend that time and energy. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna eat? Is it KFC? Is it McDonald's? Am I gonna cook? You've got that meal prepped. It's a healthy option. You're sorted. You can spend that time and energy on something else.
And it saves you money as well, which as students we need to save money.
We need to save money.
Because SFE doesn't last.
SFE? Minimum.
Yeah.
Well, we move. So, like, good practices that you think I could do or we could do in general that would just improve our health physically and regards to our diet as well, just anything that you personally do or you've heard that can be done that would just improve our day-to-day lives.
Yeah, like what you're talking about before, in terms of diet, like people also not knowing the right kind of foods to eat. Yeah. I was thinking about that in terms of like, obviously people just maintain that kind of healthy, balanced diet. That's what you always kind of say, but if you kind of like look at your meal in there, maybe like obviously again when you're doing your weekend shopping, kind of like buying like fruit, so like I don't know, like apple or grapes or different whichever kind of fruit like you like.
And read the ingredients, like actually not just buy the food, like actually read the ingredients.
All the ingredients in the pack, it tells you stuff that are in it as well. So like in terms of like sorting out your diet and kind of looking at what you're eating, like make sure you have the right amount of carbohydrates, you have the right amount of protein and stuff like that in your diet to go with it. And the main thing that can come, if you know that kind of thing, and if you can cook, then obviously you can make it. And if you don't know how to cook, it'll be kind of good to kind of learn. There's YouTube, there's a lot of things. It's a valuable skill to learn. Another thing as well that I was thinking in terms of like the oil that's in people's diet, because in like African food there's a lot of oil. There's a lot of oil in that diet. It's kind of washing up oil. Or if you are going to use oil diet, maybe swap that sunflower oil for olive oil instead. So like olive oil is healthier than sunflower. So kind of like using healthier kind of oil in terms of your diet.
Like coconut oil as well.
And like good fats. So for example, avocado is a really good fat for you.
So you should have unsaturated fats, because I've heard, or is it saturated fats? Because I heard the difference. There's a big difference.
So unsaturated fats is kind of like the way people should kind of go. Like those are the kind of diets when I'm trying to be eating. It just makes your diet a lot better. Like I try and limit my use of oil when I try and make my diet. The way I like to have my food, it's not that much oil in it. Or like invest in something like an air fryer. I know that's a thingy, but that kind of saves, instead of using something like a deep fryer, air fryer kind of saves a lot. Some people don't know about like air fryers or in terms of how to use it. It kind of saves. They kind of use the oil thing that's in the food. You have that little to minimal amount of oil, and it kind of makes the food, and it's still actually really, really nice. It tastes the same to me. I don't see any difference in taste.
Sometimes you actually don't need oil.
Yeah, the fat's actually in the meat.
There's a lot of oil in like the meat itself, and it just uses that instead to kind of make your meal, which obviously helps you reducing the oil content that you have in your meal.
And obviously your protein as well, like you can eat salmon. Salmon is a good option.
Yeah, the salmon's
obviously your standard chicken, beef and whatnot.
Yeah.
So in terms of proportions, we always get that little balanced diet plate, and we've seen it in schools, all around schools, and it's just, so what proportions do you advise? Like, is it like a third of everything, or bare protein, or loads of carbs, or
I
What
think
do you
that depends on your.
It depends on what you're going for
Yeah.
in an aspect. But in terms of that staying healthy in general, it's just always good to kind of have like a bit of everything on your diet. Obviously, a little bit less of fat, a little bit more of like the fruit and the veg and the even a good amount of carbs in there too for the energy during the day. And it just depends on kind of like what you're going for, if that makes sense, in terms of how your diet kind of shapes out. But obviously, less kind of junk food and takeaway.
Yeah. Generally, men are supposed to have have higher calories than women in terms of just like genetics and stuff. But I would just say, like, yeah, it literally just depends on. I think for me, I don't really count that stuff, but I'm just very aware of the type of foods I eat. So if I have, say, a takeout, which I hardly do, but if I say I do, then I'll be conscious of that and be like, I won't have that, like this week, or do you get what I mean? So it's really just being really conscious about what you're eating, and then when you're going to the shops, reading the ingredients, seeing if that's good for you or not. Like, I feel like it's just really important just to invest in the type of food you eat.
Like even with saying that too, I know it can be difficult to like from going from where you eat like 3 or 4 takeaway weeks to just eating. You can't really just make that step. It's all about setting like a achievable kind of goal. You can't just jump up and just say, alright, I'm not taking any more fizzy drinks now. I'm not taking any more like sweets or biscuits. I'm not. But you can't do. I mean, maybe you can if you got a really strong goal, but like for the majority of people, that's kind of a big jump to just take and just completely stop everything. So obviously, you just need to slowly do that. So let's say like take your time. So start reducing the amount of takeaways you eat in a week slowly. Maybe buy 1 or 2, or start reducing the amount of biscuits and like sweets and like fizzy drinks and stuff like that you do. Start reducing it slowly. Replace it with something else. Replace it with an apple juice, fruit juice, like anything. Just replace it with another alternative. So instead of the biscuits and fruits, like replace it with like an apple. Great, but slowly. You can't just do a big overhaul and expect to your body to just do it all at once. It's a big step. So you just need to slowly, progressively kind of like achieve that kind of thing.
And one thing to really take away is just to be consistent. Like honestly, like if you're going to the gym or you're trying to eat healthy, but you're doing it one day and then the rest of the week you're eating trash, like it's not gonna cut it at the end of the day. Like you really have to be consistent to the point where it just becomes a habit, where you don't even have to think about it because you're just it's just what natural.
That's the thing. That's why I feel like you need to be true to yourself. Like I think we're gonna you can't be exactly trying to get a better body and stay fit for kind of like what society kind of views. You need to kind of stay true to yourself and like think, why am I actually doing this? I want to get healthier. I want to, just be more fit for myself. Like it's kind of my goal. That's what I'm saying for myself. And I feel like that would be a much stronger goal to do than to just think, I've seen someone on Instagram that is like this.
Like, don't come
I'm trying to get that body and I'm just, that's what I have to. Exactly. And one other thing, like people just jump and think results come straight away. That's one thing I know from my personal experience. I'm not gonna say like when I was kind of like doing my thing, I didn't kind of like I wasn't really looking for results. I just kind of went to the gym because I was embarrassed that I couldn't do yoga or anything. So I was just trying to like get healthier, get fitter, and the results kind of came a long way as they kept going on. So you can't expect quick results as well. You need to just kind of think.
Don't go to the gym and then expect Kim Kardashian body. It's not gonna happen.
Yes,
even anatomically speaking,
that's not gonna happen.
So you just need to kind of like see it and think like in a realistic time frame in order for you to achieve that.
So in terms of consistency and making something a habit, obviously we know that to make something a habit, it takes something around 2 months to actually like ingrain it into your body, and it's something that you just do without really consciously thinking about it all the time. So in 2 months' time, you set yourself that goal. Let me do this consistently for 2 months. By the end of the 2 months, it'll be second nature now. Like you said to yourself, you said from personal experience, you got to the point where if you didn't go to the gym, you're like, after you set that routine,
you get used to it. Yeah, like even like obviously there's lots of different other examples like we talked about before. Like, but even like going to gym itself, you can't start off and think, I'm gonna be in the gym for like 2 hours or something like that. That's unrealistic. It's something you build up to. When you first start, you might only be able to do 30 minutes, and you might think, right, I'm gonna call it a day there. It'll be like if that's where your body can take for now. Keep saying yourself like, alright, so tomorrow when I come back in, I'll try and go for 35 minutes. Another time when I come back in, try and go for 40 minutes, and keep slowly increasing it like that. If that makes sense, because you can't just go in and just think you're just gonna do the maximum kind of thing. If that makes sense. So that's quite good. There's another thing in terms of like diet that I was talking about before, like the fact that some people might think it's expensive as well in terms of maintaining a healthy kind of lifestyle and diet, like the whole kind of routine itself. So in terms of the diet itself and buying the nutrition, I was thinking, yes, some people might think it's expensive, but it depends on how you buy it. I say if you buy it in bulk from, like, I don't know if you have like your local Aldi or anything like that. Aldi, for example, you know, it's very cheap. Like if you buy food in bulk, they're kind of like healthy kind of food, fruits and stuff like that. You need all in bulk, all at once, like on a weekend shop. So last you for the week or two, you will save a lot more money that way rather than
and
buying
then use that bulk to make those meal
yeah,
preps,
and
right?
use that bulk to then make the meal preps and do like that and kind of like sort yourself out for the week.
And
That will save you a
actually,
lot more.
like like if it helps, write down what you're going to buy.
Yeah.
Like don't just turn up to Aldi and then stroll around like,
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be healthy, let me
pick this,
see
let me
what I
pick
can
this,
get.
let me pick that.
If you saw
You
your
know,
finances,
sort out your finances, see what you need to buy, you know, a couple of fruits, a couple of meats, and then hopefully that way that will also help you.
Yeah, writing things down always helps either
Yeah,
way, no
helps.
matter what
Yeah.
aspect in life. That if you set that, if you've got it in writing, you can always look back to it. You can always look
Yeah.
back to it for guidance.
Yeah.
So writing down in terms of meal prep, like you know what you're gonna get, you know, and then writing down your gym progression,
And
your
routine
the
and what
things
you
you're gonna be doing at the gym. Like it helps you a lot more. It's something to guide you. So it's not like, oh, I don't know what to do now, so I'm stop, or I don't know what to make now. I'm not what healthy meal to make now, so I'll just grab a quick takeaway.
Yeah.
So it's like some being disciplined within yourself to then achieve
sticking
that
to
goal.
your goal, yeah.
Because that goal is achievable. Am I right? It's, as long as you
Like,
have that
it's actually
consistency.
not out.
yourself, you can get to it.
It's
I mean,
perfectly
like we said before,
reachable.
it doesn't even have to just be gym. It can be anything else. Even cheaper on hotel, you just go out and run. That's
Or like even
Something that you
join like,
enjoy.
Yeah, it
like
doesn't
your
cost you
uni
anything to go out
society,
and run.
like even unis have
That's
many
free
societies like cheerleading.
And they'll
football,
completely free
like,
communal things.
yeah.
As long as it's active.
As long as
Yeah,
it's active.
and it's free. Doesn't cost you anything. You can do that once a week, twice a week. You know, just something you can just keep to keep your body active. You know what I mean? And it doesn't cost a thing. If you set yourself that target, set yourself that goal, you
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh, one thing we didn't also mention is sleep. I feel like as uni students, we don't take seriously our sleep
Yeah.
when we actually need to. Like obviously, you have deadlines. You stay till 2 a.m. and then you'll be going to lectures on like 3 hours sleep. I feel like sleep plays a massive factor in how your body processes things, like in terms of metabolism as well. Like if you have good sleep, like you're just overall more productive.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have more energy for that gym session. You're gonna get more out of it, etc. So I think that is definitely something you should take into consideration.
Yeah. And also how physical health impacts your life in general. So obviously physical health, it's been proven just any activity and exercise, it releases dopamine in your brain.
Yeah.
So you feel good doing it.
Yeah.
I don't have experience, and I know other people do like, oh, I feel so great. Like if it's pain, don't get me wrong, it's pain.
Yeah.
But the after effect, you feel
I think
good,
you're
like you
right.
accomplished something.
Yeah,
you know?
you do feel good. I'm not gonna lie. You can say it. Obviously, it's good to say you feel good, but you can't sugarcoat it. Or when you first start, you'll feel bad.
You'll get like what
It will
is it,
not
DOMS
feel-
or something?
Yeah,
Delayed
it will
onset.
not feel good whatsoever. That's why I said obviously progressing yourself, kind of progressive overload kind of thing. Because when you first start it and you're doing maybe that little treadmill thing or you're doing that little jog, you feel sick. You feel like, nah, I can't do this anymore. I want to just leave it. I want to stop doing it. It's not worth it. That aspect of that's why you need to set yourself a really good goal and a really achievable target and like think of it in your mind of where you want to see, where you see yourself in a couple of months time or a couple of weeks time,
So
where you
you're
want to
not
get to.
discouraged.
Yes, and that will help you push yourself. But like you said as well, like friends is also, I mean they can be good, they have got their positives as well, but
Just
friends,
make sure they're serious.
yeah, that are serious with you and I've got that kind of common
Like
goal.
we all know
and
we
people-
have them friends for
Yeah.
studying. The same way, have that friend for exercise.
Yeah, to go with you. They're good motivation. Friends are definitely huge motivation because when they're going, you're going to. You're doing the same thing, working hard, trying to meet your goals. That will kind of push you to go. You do know you want to.
So that's also just in the short term, just you feeling good.
Yeah.
Even though you'll be maybe feel really bad for the first few times, eventually you start feeling good.
Yeah, that's the point. At the first few,
Yeah.
it's harder over the first few times, but the more like when I go, I mean, I do have my off days, you know, when I'm not feeling it when I'm at gym, but there are some of the days when I go down, I like it. I'm cool. Like time just flies by because you just do your thing and it's what you become used to because it becomes part of your routine now. So yeah, I get it.
But in the long term, it just helps with your productivity more.
Yeah.
You're more productive. You're more alert. And especially if you're sleeping, or just like have that energy to do things, and you feel more able, and mentally you feel sound. It helps to improve your mental health.
Yeah.
And it's just a great way to remain healthy, maintain that healthy lifestyle. You feel good. You live long, man. That's not a long-term aspect. That's even more future. You will live long.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't want to live long? Who doesn't want to see?
So.
There's so many advances with humankind. Like, why do you want to die at 70 when you could live to 120?
Very true.
Yeah.
So,
and I think it's a lot more people need to kind of have that kind of mindset. Yeah, not just think about the short-term goal, because once you get, once you get them abs, or once you get, them arms, like that okay, you get that. You can't just stop going to gym. Now, do you get what I mean? So it's about just going for the right reasons.
Balancing both
It's
really good. I mean, I have seen some studies that have shown it, like students that kind of have some form of physical activity, whether it be running, exercise, football, sports, any kind of thing, in conjunction with their education, they do tend to do better than students who only don't have any kind of like physical activity to kind of go with it. That kind of makes sense. It helps you, it just helps you feel better. Like, it's a stress reliever. That's one of the key thing. Not only being a stress reliever, it kind of just takes your mind off things. And just, alright, for today, I'm not focusing on what I just did, that lecture I just covered, that or whatever is going on right now. I'm just focusing just solely on this session, just solely on this run, with just music playing, and just this is all I'm going to focus on right now. And it just takes your mind off things. It's just really good.
Yeah, there was also a study, just to add on, where I think they asked students how come like they don't go to gym. One of the reasons was like, because of time restrictions. But I honestly feel like that's just an excuse. Yeah, as in like they don't have time.
Yeah, true.
And I feel like that's just honestly an excuse. Like, you'll actually
if you really want to do something, you make time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, only extreme cases where you can say it's an excuse, but well and truly, if there are time, you only need an hour in a day, and it's not going to be every day as well. So you can pull that time together and bring it to life, so you can realize that goal. So obviously there's going to be myths about healthy lifestyles and living a healthy lifestyle. So obviously one I've heard of is you have to drink 2 liters a day, but when it truly there's no actual scientific study that has brought that to light. It's just drink when you're thirsty, because that's your body letting you know that you need some water in your body, man. Like, your blood's getting thick. You need to drink more water. You need more water in here. So that's one of the myths. Do you guys have any others that you could bring to the table, or
like myths?
Yeah, just like misconceptions people have about healthy lifestyle that you could like try and.
I think we mentioned that.
I mean, I've mentioned that. Another one I think people might think in order to stay healthy and have that kind of like good kind of thing, you need to be on it all the time. Like, you need to be eating good every single time. Like, you need to be always kind of like have that kind of strict regimen of going to the gym all the time, or any other kind of physical activity you do, as well as always eating good. Like, you can't eat like other kind of food.
Yeah.
But then you can have your cheat, like even with things, you have your cheat days, that's what you call it. You can have like those kind of days where you just kind of relax and just eat whatever for the day kind of thing. But obviously it's not a regular thing, like maybe, I don't know, maybe once every 2 months or once a month. I say once a month where you just kind of eat whatever you want. For me, it's more of a once every kind of 2 months kind of thing, or once every month, but once a month where you just kind of eat whatever you kind of want, or just kind of like do whatever for that kind of month, and then go back into that kind of like eating proper and watching what you eat, if that kind of makes sense. You're not just giving up all that McDonald's and all that KFC and everything. You can still kind of consume that.
I think that makes it easier for a lot of people to have that idea that, okay, it's not I'm completely giving up everything, it's not Lent, you're not giving up all the chocolate, you know what I mean? So I think that makes it easier because they know they can also go back to that from time to time. Obviously not in so much that it hinders your growth and hinders your physical health and all that. So that's a great thing. Okay, I feel like I learned a lot. Very like insightful, the things that we can do to really improve our physical health. So in summary, guys, just like stay physically fit, physically healthy through gym. Not only gym, there's other activities you can do. I'm sure there's things that you love, like tennis, swimming, football, rugby. I know I love my rugby. Basketball, just things that will keep you active and eating right. You want your body to feel good. Your body was going to be working for you for a long time. You don't want nothing to give out, So just do all things. Just be consistent. And I know consistency is such a big thing. You can have the best day ever being healthy, going to the gym, eating right, just doing everything right for your body. You can have the best day ever, but if you don't do that for the rest of the week, it's not gonna do anything for you. It's not gonna. There's no results gonna be shown. So just consistency is the key. Just keep doing that diet. You'll be fine. And the results will show. And I'm sure we're gonna see all them Instagram posts of everybody glowing with that nice skin, melanin popping, maybe non-melanin, not popping. Yeah, affirmation. I want to see all that. But yeah, if you want any information like gym routines, maybe some diet plans, something like that, just other things that could help with your physical health, it will be linked in the description box below. So, and a little disclaimer, everything we said is just our opinions, our experiences. But if you really want something that you would need, as in to really base your routines off and everything, it's best to do your own research and find those things also in the description box below. Pure Gym, we just big G man up, like everyone should go to the gym. So say a little something won't be mad.
Common sponsors.
Quickly, I wouldn't mind. I know I need the gym, but I wouldn't mind. We're not joking, we're being serious. We need sponsorship. Anyways, thank you, Khalil. He's your PT. If you need him, I promise you will not regret it. Your gym sessions are going to be the same. Our nutritionist, like she's definitely going to be feeding me from now on. I'm just here. I'm not really adding anything. I can go gym with you if you want. So thanks for watching. Follow everybody on socials. Subscribe, comment, like. And we'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching the Young Benny Show.
Bye guys.